Lawrence Taylor is in the news. If you haven't seen this, break this down legality-wise and why this happened, and why you have to do this state to state. You have to basically report, right? You have to report if you've had an incident in another state in this country. It blows my mind right now because we have all these illegals in here right now doing exactly this, and how many times they're offending people, we don't even know. But why do we have to do this still? I know why, and I'm not defending not why.
Because Lawrence Taylor is a scumbag child molester who is no different than anyone else, and he's not.
Oh yeah, I get that. Yeah. I said it completely wrong. I didn't. No, I think he should report. Is what I'm saying. I just wanted Jeff to break down why they have to.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Well, because he's under the, he's not on probation or parole, but he's essentially, a ward of the state, and he has to be looked after because he can't behave like he's supposed to. So eventually you got to be put under certain conditions, and they need to know, a lot about you. They need to know every tattoo you have. They need to know anytime you leave your house. You have to make sure you don't live near schools, things of that nature. Now, I will say this. I think
Megan's law, right? Megan's law?
Yeah. I think this law is, and before I say, I don't want to say it's outdated, but there are certain people that are on this list that are far different than Lawrence Taylor, right? For instance, if you're an 18-year-old man and you have a girlfriend that's 17, you could be put on the same list as someone who, R words, little babies. It's a little, to me, it's a little different. Now, in this case, Lawrence Taylor is a grown man, and he's hooking up allegedly with a 16-year-old girl. But yeah, I guess he moved or something or left, and he didn't report. This is like jumping bail or whatever. And I guess they threw a warrant out for him, and he was caught up with.
What's that jail time look like?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, I believe it varies from state to state. I guess according to his lawyer, it's all big misunderstanding, and I guess maybe the right person wasn't contacted. I don't know.
Let me ask you this. I look at this, and we give so many people passes, and then we castrate so many others. From what I know, Karl Malone did this too at the worst level and has a kid now in the NFL, I believe. And the mom at the time of that kid was 13 or some shit, something like that. To me, it's sickening, and he got away with that. And I think we don't look at that, and I'm like, well, what's the difference? I mean,
I think, and
it wasn't an R word deal. Either was I don't believe it was an R word, but it was a minor, right?
I think the problem is
same shit.
I read about this a while back, but I could be wrong. But I feel like the parents of that kid didn't foul, didn't you know what I'm saying? Like they knew about it, let it happen, they just moved on.
It's the major difference between this. The woman that Karl Malone, or the child that Karl Malone, that was involved, it doesn't change that he admittedly had. I mean, and he was also underage. Remember, I think he was 17, I believe, or
19.
Or around
he was 19.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Now it changes
19 and 13.
But she didn't. That family didn't press charges. Maybe
like
they had a relationship,
like the Giddy thing, right?
Yeah, similar to that, right? But again, this is where it's way different. Josh Giddey, we have no proof that he ever did any of that stuff. They were just allegations. This is something that Karl Malone admitted to doing. They had a child, a guy called Demetrius Bell, who ultimately became an NFL player. He played for the Eagles. Yeah. I remember he was here. But yeah, that's the difference. I mean, Lawrence Taylor was caught and prosecuted for sexual relations with a child. And Lawrence Taylor is a disgraced person at this point. He's done a lot of bad shit over the years. But yeah, again, I look at a lot of the time, and this is where maybe you'll have an issue with what I say. Look, at the end of the day, O.J. Simpson is not a murderer. He wasn't convicted in court of killing anyone. So, it doesn't really matter what I think he did. He wasn't convicted of it, so he's not a murderer. So to me, it goes off that. Did you kill him? Were you convicted in court? Karl Malone wasn't convicted in court. I believe it were civil lawsuits and stuff, but nothing criminal.
Yeah, just real like matter of fact. Like either you got charged, you didn't, and that's what it is. And that's all. And I respect that.
Think in this country, we don't give people their due process of going to court. We just assume, oh well, they say he's guilty, he's guilty.